Hi Gemini, welcome to your fortnightly tarot with me, Raphael from Radiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. Quick note, these readings are for your sun, moon and ascendant sign. So whether you're a sun, moon or rising sign, Gemini, this is for you. And I always advise that you watch all three to get a clearer, more complete picture of how they're going to speak to you and which part of you I resonate with more as a reader. With that said, if you are a continued subby, you know Rafi loves you, and if you're new to my channel, please don't forget to like, share, and if you should so choose and this resonates, hit that subscribe button. Before we start, as always, I would like to bless my decks of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance, and I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise and they help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. So for your cross purposes on the macro cosmic level, where may this be getting in the way for you? What are the things that you're maybe not necessarily in control of, but might create roadblocks? And for this, you've got the Chariot card. So this does suggest that the landscape around you over this fortnight is shifting quite quickly, and you may not necessarily have a roadmap for it. Maybe you're kind of a little bit all over the place at this moment in time. The other thing with the Chariot card as well, it can suggest that there might be a lot of pride showing up around over the course of this fortnight. So I will say to you, if people are getting a little bit sort of forceful with it, it's not you. It is one of those few times where, you know, because usually it's us. Let's just be honest, right? Usually when it's us, but this is going to be stuff that's happening around you, not necessarily to you. On a personal level, where may you be getting in your own way with your cross purposes, you've got the Star card. So for one of these, this does suggest that maybe you're being too trusting. That's very possible. Yes, and with the Chariot card, it does almost suggest that you need to come back out of the future and be a bit more present. All right, so if you're projecting way too far ahead, it's almost like you've run away with a specific idea of how something is or is going to be, and actually it's probably not heading in that direction after all. So just be mindful that you don't create a self-fulfilling prophecy over the course of this fortnight. Okay, now for your actions and interactions with the world at large, you got the Lovers card. So that is you, and your energy shows up very strong with the Three of Wands. Beautiful. And the Tower card. So there's two ways this could show up. For some of you, you are potentially connecting with somebody through your work and or your business. If you're single, this could be great. If you're not, this could be an attraction that very much takes you by surprise and almost feels like, you know, when you kind of, it's like, everybody's been through this, right? It's a very human experience. You're partnered, you're very happy with your significant other, but you meet someone and you kind of get all the feels, you get all of the tingles, you get all of, and you're like, oh my gosh, no, like, I'm not a cheat. Oh my God, like, you know, it's natural. It's a human thing. However, you might meet somebody that really just sort of knocks you for six. And it may even be that where you meet them kind of throws you off in some way, shape or form. Outside of that, your actions, especially when it comes to entrepreneurial ideas, especially when it comes to the options that are available to you, the choices that you make and the options that you do eventually choose or move towards may be very surprising to you or potentially to people that you know. For your career and communications, you've got the Emperor card. Okay. With the Death card, that's very interesting, and the Knight of Pentacles. So one of the reasons that this is very interesting is the Death card and the Emperor have a secret connection. The Emperor represents Aries, the Death card represents Scorpio. In ancient astrology, both of these planets were actually ruled by Mars, and the Death card is number 13. 1 and 3 gives you 4. The Emperor is number 4. So 2 4s represents insomnia. So it does suggest that your work over this next fortnight is going to be really, like, it will be demanding a lot from you. Potentially as well, for some of you, you're changing direction. This could be so, you know, there could be some really big shifts or powerful changes or even releases when it comes to the profession over this fortnight. Now, for those of you that are studying or in some form of academia, there's a few ways this shows up. This could be some interesting or potentially unsettling news around your the institution that you study at. Maybe you're at a college or a school or a university or whatever, and they say, look, you know what, we're thinking You know, yours might be the last time that we run this degree, or the school is actually thinking about closing because of numbers or finances, whatever the case might be. It also suggests as well something that you were hoping to utilize as a resource from your learning institution may not be available or possible. On a really sort of potentially challenging note, for those of you that are studying or working for somebody else, this could be the death of a boss. I touch wood, I really hope I'm wrong on that front, but it is a possibility. And if this is the case, it will be through an accident, and it will be a car accident. I hope I'm wrong on that front. If you've been with me long enough, you know I don't shy away from the hard subjects or topics. I'm not one of these readers where, you know, the death card means everything but death, or, you know, the tower card, you know, only means transformation and big realizations. Sometimes tarot speaks on the hard stuff of life, and life is infinite shades of grey. It's never all one way, right? And if you're new to my channel and you're thinking, oh, you know, why are you talking on such things and da 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 da, I am not that reader for you. I'm just going to tell you straight up. I will talk about death, I will talk about divorce, I will talk about the hard stuff. When it's good, I will tell you. When it's challenging, I will tell you. If you want reality and truth, no problem. I am the reader for you. If you want somebody to gloss over the hard stuff or to lie to you about certain things, I wish you all the best. This isn't the channel or the place for you. Okay, now, and I don't say these things to stop people from living. I say them to illustrate that tarot, as the book of life, will literally speak to every single experience that we can have as human beings, right? As a person who is employed, one way that this could work is this could literally be the end of the job that you're working in, because you're being promoted, you're moving on towards something that is much better. For some of you, this will be in the same company. For others, it will be in a different company. For those of you that are business owners, entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, it looks like a select few of you may actually be going back to work. You might be going back to the day job in some way, shape or form. Not all of you, but a select few of you, it looks that way. And it's really interesting because it looks like, rather than doing this in terms of you know, how other people kind of suggest it should be, it's like you're doing this in a way that actually feels empowering to you and is kind of determined by you, which, you know, more power to you. If anyone can figure out the loophole, it's definitely you guys. When it comes to those of you that are retired and no longer working, this could be news of a friend, etc., and it will be somebody that's either older or somebody that has maybe been battling something for a while. All right, again, I hope I'm wrong on that front. For your love and relations, you've got the Hanged Man, so taking your time with it, with the Two of Cups, okay, and the Seven of Wands. For those of you that are single or just meeting someone or connecting with somebody, this does suggest that there is a soul connection here somewhere. I don't say this stuff lightly. If you've been with me long enough, you know I'm not a big fan of all the twin flamey stuff. Just because I've seen some people get really hurt by it and really treated very badly, or put up with some really shitty behaviour, all in the name of, you know, this person being their true flame, twin flame, whatever. This, however, does suggest that there is something to fight for, and you will need to show up with that demonstration. There is, because the Neptune or the Hanged Man card is a very spiritual card, but it's like you're going to have to let this evolve. You can't steer it into being what it you know, what you would like it to be. You're having to, it's like, you know, when you've got a sweet, right, or when you've got a present, you have to unwrap it. You can't just kind of tear it open or force it into a specific mold. For those of you that are partnered, married, or in long-term commitments, this could be a real heart-to-heart between you and a partner. It could potentially get very heated. It might be a debate of some sort where you have very differing opinions on something, but even still, it's like you're finding the love by uncovering the issues. All right, for your money and materials, you've got the Ten of Wands. So releasing financial burdens, love that, with the Three of Pentacles, by creating solid paths for the future. That's amazing. And then you've got the Eight of Wands, right? Beautiful. I love this for you. I absolutely love this because this is communications, conversations going on around finances, long term plans, long term financial goals, the releasing of financial burdens. But it's not like instantaneous, it's like you suddenly see a path through financially, or maybe even through your work or through business, etc., that can amplify your resources very quickly. I love this for longer term planning, and for those of you that are thinking about gaining new knowledge, wisdom, or skills, this is absolutely a great time to go ahead for it. And if you're thinking about taking my tarot course, I would love to have you there. For your physical health and vitality, this is your lower back, and specifically, I would say to you, go and see a chiropractor or an osteopath. You'll get a lot from this, especially somebody that works with the sacral kind of area. If you've ever heard of craniosacral therapy, you might get a lot out of that as well. Again, I'm not a doctor. I can't give you medical advice. This isn't a diagnosis. And then when it comes to your home and environment, for a select few of you, this might be you creating a plan to get out of the place that you currently live in. There's a lot of forward-thinking thought in these cards, which I like for you. Just remember to keep it grounded and in the here and now. With that said, I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Have a fantastic fortnight. Let me know in the comments how it shapes out. Take care, and I'll see you soon.